Hello, Internet Cheese loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with geeksundergrace.com. And I really want to start the day with this. You may or may not have seen people taking selfies today with a red X on their hand with the hashtag #EndItMovement. And oftentimes, that's all you get. You don't actually get an explanation for what the End It movement is. You just get that hashtag. And the reason that people do that is so that you actually go and Google it and find out. So if you've never heard of it before, it is a campaign that people do once a year that fights against human trafficking. Something that people don't realize is that slavery still happens today, even in the United States. So what I want you to do is go grab a red marker, write an X on your hand, take a picture of it, post it on all of your social media networks. If you wanted, you could tweet them at me. That would be really cool, just so I could see you guys posting your pictures. But if you do that, just make sure @Cody Armour is not the first thing you tweet, because then I'd be the only one that sees it, and this is about spreading a message. So just make sure there's something before @Cody Armour. And of course, if you can, this is about charity. So if you could donate like $7 is what they're asking to charities such as Not For Sale or World Vision. My go-to is Love 146. I know Love 146 specifically does a lot of stuff in the United States. And our next story is a study that came out that really isn't all that surprising. Basically, it states that all the Christian media out there, whether it be music, movies, TV, etc., isn't really watched by people who are not Christian. And now part of me thinks that is kind of obvious, but it's also kind of a problem. It's kind of an age-old question, but how can we make Christian stuff that is relevant to the masses? And I'm not saying that all media needs to be that way. I mean, this show obviously is targeted towards Christians. But like one that did surprise me was Christian radio. I feel like that is definitely for everybody and anyone could tune in whether they're Christian or not, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And I don't have an answer. I just have a couple questions. That is, why is that the case? And how can we change that? I just report the news. I'm not going around fixing problems. Going on, we talk about Bethany Community Church in a town called Shoreline. They're kind of stirring up emotions because they have taken a strip club and turned it into their church building. Basically, the guy that owned the strip club went to prison, and so the owners of the land decided they wanted to get rid of it, and they wanted to make it a better place. And their pastor, Scott's son, said he was a little uneasy about it. I mean, they are taking their church to a strip club. After asking himself over and over if it was really what they wanted to do, he finally got behind the idea. And apparently so has the rest of the community. Everyone is very much for it. They've completely remodeled the whole place, taking out the stage, removing carpet, and smashing mirrors, which I thought was interesting, but they said that was symbolic for what it used to stand for. All around it is very strange, but very cool. And that is kind of where I end the day. I did want to mention ISIS just because I feel like I need to put that in every single video if I can. I'm not going to talk about any specific news story just because if you go to Christian Post, go to World News, and most of them are about ISIS. I saw another news story that was unrelated, and I thought it was really strange to see it because it was so out of place around all of the different stories. And of course, it's all terrible, and that's the thing. I don't want anyone to forget about it. It should not take another murder of an American citizen for you to care about it. So just keep that in your prayers. Make sure you keep the End It movement in your prayers. Hopefully it goes well, and we can raise a lot of money to help fight against human trafficking, slavery, because that is all terrible. Question of the day: have you helped spread awareness? Take a picture with the red X on your hand. I want to know in the comment section down below. You can also talk about anything I talked about today, because I've talked about quite a bit. So make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com. My name's Cody Armour, bringing you Christian news in a not so boring kind of way every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray. To everybody, like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.